The answers to my questions or my comments will come out once we get into Mr. Ford's report and so on. But one of the things this year that bothers me more than anything, perhaps, and you and others gave us a bit of a warning about this, is this reduction in the provincial partnership fund, the oomph, as we call it, a reduction of $910,000.
Some partnership.
Some partnership. The oomph part is appropriate, I guess, but again, that's something beyond the municipality's control. It has the equivalent of, I think, about a 1.3% impact on our levy. We either have to cut that $910,000 out of our operation somehow or pay for it elsewhere. I guess a simple question to the county manager or the treasurer or anyone else, is there any corresponding upload? We know they've been uploading certain things over the past 2 or 3 years. This year, is there any corresponding upload that reduces the impact of that $910,000?
County manager, Mr. Ford.
I'll start, Your Worship, through you to Councilor Oliver's question. Certainly, the province has been uploading health and social services costs for a number of years in a gradual way, and certainly, if you recall, about 2 years ago, the schedule for that was lengthened out a bit. But there's no doubt there are some offsets. And partly, I think, what the province is attempting to do in adjusting the OMPF funding, is recognizing some of that uploading that they're doing. But ultimately, the decision is that they would reduce the total pool or funding for the OMPF grant to municipalities by a certain percentage or amount each year for 4 years. And we were fortunate in 2013 that the first year of those reductions that what we had budgeted, because we were kind of in a lag type of budgeting scenario, that we didn't have much impact last year, but certainly it's catching up with this year, and we will see further reductions, I believe, for 2 more years. But I'll turn it over to Mr. Ford to address that.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The comments that Mr. Robichaud made are correct. There were some uploads of social service costs, but not to the tune of $900,000. We're attempting to quantify what that number was, but it was nowhere near $900,000. And Mr. Robichaud is right. We're going to continue to see, I think, for 2 more years, reductions in the OMPF grant. I think that there was a target of something in the order of 25% reduction over a 3 or 4 year period. I think it's a 4-year period.
About $100 million.
Not $100 million for us, but certainly
no.
For us, it would probably represent in the order of $2 million, $2.5 million from where we started. And we're at, the reduction this year is $910,000. So yes, there are some uploads that they have taken that softens that blow, but we're still out of pocket.
Yeah, and fundamentally, Council, I guess, where's Patty? ODSP, court security, and there's another one. Yeah. It's completed? Okay, so very few left to be uploaded. Out to 18, I believe, 2018. Go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Your Worship.
Hang on, Councillor.
Sorry, Councillor Oliver, through Your Worship, through you to Council, would just point out as well that the OMPF used to essentially be reset every year. They would take your data and then reset and rerun the numbers for the pool. And in actual fact, this scaling back is, I believe, all based on 2012 numbers. The province made the unilateral decision that the variables that went into the calculation of the OMPF won't be reset based on actual numbers in each succeeding year. So essentially, we're kind of locked. The level of reductions are locked from a starting point of the 2012 numbers, if I'm correct.
Continuing, sir.
Thanks, Your Worship, and thank you to our 2 staff members for that clarification. I understood all of that. I guess really still at some point over the next couple of days, it would be helpful to me at least to know what the net actual impact is. We know we're being cut by $910,000. We continue to have certain small uploads that offset that a bit. But I suspect the net effect, your worship, will still be well over 1% equivalent on our levy. And I would like at some point to get a good handle on that number, because that's one of those things that you and others have said, we basically have no control over that. And so it's important, I think, for our ratepayers to know those kinds of numbers as the budget process goes on this week. Thank you.
Yeah, Mr. Ford